Welcome to another episode of the Coach's Corner. We are here, of course, at the Tivoli Tap House, where they have great food and, of course, great beer. I'm Neitenbach, here with Brenda Vazquez. Brenda, how was this past week? I hope it was better for you than it was for me.
Yeah, it was better. I got to play a couple of soccer games, so that was fun.
Yeah? Did you play soccer, was it warm outside?
Yeah, it was warm. Yeah, it was in the morning yesterday.
Did you play with the soccer team? Did you play with any of the players?
No, I have another team. It's like a competitive team outside of school.
Oh, she's more competitive than college, guys.
We played against the guys team, so it was rough. We lost 5-0.
That's all right. You played against the boys.
Yeah, some guys, yeah.
But at least you got some good practice.
Yeah.
Well, Brenda, who are we going to have on the show today?
So we're going to have the outdoor track and field. So the outdoor track and field season is heading towards the RMAC Championship this week. So we're going to talk to Janis Christopher, and then we're going to see what to expect from this week from the men's and women's squad. And then we're going to get into some baseball, and it's been a while since we haven't had Coach Ryan Strain. So we're going to be talking to him about how the team is doing, and he's going to be bringing in a junior. He's a second baseman, Zach Walsh, so we'll get to know him. And he's from Austin, Texas. So.
All right, somebody from out of state for once, right? Better to branch out of the state for a little while. Well, it sounds like it's going to be a great show ahead of us, but before we get into the show, we want to catch you guys up on what happened this past weekend in Roadrunner sports. The baseball team battled the Mountain Lions down in Colorado Springs and took the series finale by a 5-2 score. UCCS took a 2-0 lead after the first inning, but Zach Walsh came through with 3 base hits and 4 RBI to rally his team to the victory. Walsh also hit his 7th home run on the season. The squad will be back home this weekend to keep the good times rolling.
The softball team also had to rally in their series finale against Colorado Mines in Golden. The Ore Diggers jumped on the Roadrunners with a 3-run home run in the third, but their RBI from Adi Valdez and Rebecca Gonzalez tied the game into the 9th, and Lainey Shepard connected for her 10th home run on the season to give her team the eventual 43 win. They also will return to the Regency Athletic Complex this weekend.
Our outdoor track and field team hit the road to Azusa, California to compete in the Brian Clay Invite. I feel like we say this name every week, but Blaze Holland was spectacular once again. The freshman phenom ran a personal best time in the 400 meters, giving him the 5th best time in all of the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference. So, also getting a personal best time was Jacob Lee, who ran in the 1500 meters in a time of 54.85 seconds. How about a personal best time for the women's team? Brittany Kochman finished 6th in the 5,000 meters, crossing in a time of 18 minutes 57 seconds. Check out roadrunnersathletics.com to find more results from the meet. So now we're going to welcome in Janis Christopher, head coach of the track and field team. Coach, thank you for joining us tonight.
Thank you for having me.
So you had 3 different meets, 3 different meets this past weekend. How are you even awake right now, and what was your thought process going into this weekend?
Just always happy to give our athletes an opportunity to go out and try something different. And so even though it was tough and we didn't have a ton of sleep the night before we left and the night before we came home because of our early flights, it was still 100% worth it to go out and get to see our freshmen do some fun things. And I feel like they came back feeling like they were successful in what their endeavors, I suppose you should say. So it's 100% worth it.
That's exactly what we want to hear. So last time you talked about going to California to run in some warmer temperatures. Was it hot out there, and did your runner succeed because of it?
It was 87 degrees, and
wow.
Super hot.
which was a big temperature swing for us. And so I would say the first day was kind of a shock. And, but
I would say so.
Once they got through that first event and kind of, felt it out a little bit, they were able to come back. All of the girls that ran the 400 were able to come back in the 200, and every one of them set a season best. So, yeah, I would say that the warm weather, and it wasn't super windy, so I would say that contributed absolutely to the success that we saw on both days.
Kind of keeps their muscles loose. That's what my coach used to say.
Absolutely.
Keeps your muscles loose the warmer it is. You're
yeah,
fine.
the key is that making sure that they warm up enough because they feel like it's warm. I don't have to warm up enough, right? So we
and
just
stay
have to
hydrated
keep
too.
them
You
going.
gotta keep that.
Yep.
Gotta keep that hydration going.
Of course. So before we talk about this past weekend, we want to ask you about the javelin throwers. From a couple of weeks ago, it was the first time in quite a while we've seen the program bust out those javelins. So how did it go? Did the athletes like it?
Oh yeah, they had a lot of fun. I think that it was their first try, and we had a couple that were that didn't quite look like javelin throws, and then they both had a couple that really did, and so they had a lot of fun. And we weren't sure, we wanted them to get a mark and see if they could maybe get into the conference meet, and I'm happy to say that both of them will throw javelin at the conference championships this weekend. So it was a lot of fun and kind of fun to start something new, especially on the women's side with that javelin because it had never been done before.
All right. Well, on that note, was this actually your first time working a javelin event? Did you have to Google how to throw a javelin before you did this?
So I'm lucky that I have an assistant coach that was a multi-event athlete, and Jeremy Bubb. And Jeremy Bubb competed for Western State, and so he is our javelin coach. And so I just let Jeremy take care of it.
Give him all the pointers.
That's right.
So in the Cal State LA meet, we saw Darren do some great work in the 200 meters. Seems like he's been around this program for a long time, and it was also his birthday. He stepped up to a record of a personal best time. Talk about his performance and what you've seen from him at his time at MSU Denver.
So Darren is an amazingly hard worker, and he has such a great attitude. And it's been kind of fun, especially over the last 2 years. Just about every time Darren has stepped on the track, he has improved his time in whatever event that he was running. And so, it's kind of a joke at the end of every meet. We're like, well, Darren hit another college best time in this event or that event. And so, I always ask him, I'm like, how do you do it every week? And he said that, I just focus on training hard and working hard, and then the times just sort of come with it. And so he really has adopted our mantra of, focus on the process and the results will come. So it was fun to see him get an opportunity in what will be his last 200 meters in college to hit that personal best time. It's a great way for him to end, although he will get to run in the 4x1 relay for us. And then I said, throw the javelin as well.
We want to wish him a happy late birthday, of course.
Of course. Yes, happy belated birthday to him. So we had another really good runner that had a great personal best time, Brittany Kochman. She did really well in 5,000 meters. Have you been seeing improvement from the junior, or did you kind of expect this all along?
Well, last year we took Brittany out, and she ran it. She was able to get to the Brian Clay Invitational, and she was running what was going to be a personal best time, and unfortunately her body just didn't let her finish the race, and so she stopped one lap short of what it would have been a personal best. And so it was nice to see her have another opportunity to go out and run at sea level and see if she could get that time. And so, I was lucky enough to be the coach that was at the Cal State LA meet. Coach Mack was with Sam Berg over at the Azusa meet, and so I kind of got to coach her through it, and it was really fun to be watching how fast she was running and know that she was on pace to break 19 minutes. It was a huge goal for her, and so a really big deal and very, very exciting. So
what was her reaction when she found out she found her first time?
She came up to me and she said, "Finally!"
That's what we like to hear. Finally.
And as always, she got a great big hug and a congratulations. And so she was happy and pleased, and just glad she's got another year to try and run it even a little bit faster.
So how did Friday go for the crew? Looked like normal big games came out and excelled for your squad.
Yeah, Friday went well. I mean, there's a lot of people, and so it's a big learning curve whenever you're used to going to a meet that maybe has 2 or 3 heats to going to meet that has, I believe Bree was in heat number 17 of 18 in the 200 meters, and so it's a learning curve for them to understand how to warm up. It's a little different, you have to warm up kind of still while you're out there waiting for your heat to get on the track, and they all did a great job, and again, season bests, and you really can't ask for anything more than that. People to just incrementally get better. It'll be fun.
So coming up this weekend will be the RMAC Championship that will be placed in South Dakota. Give us some of the names that will be competing this weekend, and what are your expectations from the group?
So, you're going to see pretty much the names. We're running all of our girls in the 400 meters all qualified, so they will all get to at least run a preliminary round of the 400 meters. Bree Wellington will high jump. She'll also run the 200. She's running both relays, the 4x100 and the 4x400 relay. So she's going to be quite busy. On the men's side, Blaze and Brandon and Nick Nowlin and Nick Polite and kind of the sprints crew, all of them managed to qualify in their events, and so we get to see them run at the conference championships. And then kind of exciting on Saturday, one of our long jumpers was able to jump far enough to qualify. He wasn't previously high enough on the list, and so he jumped far enough to go. So we'll get to see Sergio Gonzalez, who did not compete at the indoor championships, as well as Abu Olam, or Emmanuel Olam. He will get to also compete in long and triple jump along with Darius Price. So.
Nice.
Sounds like we got a good lineup coming along.
Yeah.
Do you have? Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Do you have any idea of how the weather is going to be over there?
Oh, right now it looks like low 60s. It's supposed to rain on Friday or on Saturday and be okay on Sunday, but we'll see how
we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, let's cross our fingers for no rain.
Yes. Pray to the rain gods that it just sticks off just for a little bit.
For a little bit longer. That's
Enough
right.
time to finish the meet.
Yeah.
Can we do that, weather gods, please? Well, Coach, we wish you the best of luck in the RMAC Championships coming up, and hopefully next time we see you, we'll be talking about a win.
Perfectly. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Almost time for that break, but before we start with that, we're going to bring you the tweet of the week. It comes from the women's golf account, where recent guest Kika DeZone got a hole-in-one at the RMAC Championships this afternoon. You have to go check this out on their account at MSU Denver W Golf. It's one thing to get a hole-in-one, it's another to do it on the conference's biggest stage. Congrats, Kika, and great luck to our golf team the rest of the way. Time for that break, but stick around. We'll have more coming up next on the Coach's Corner.
Don't you worry, my child. Everything's gonna be just fine. Little darling, you keep on walking, 'cause I ain't never gonna leave your side.
As kids fall in love with sports, our universities are working every day to keep college sports safe, so you can watch them play with a little less worry and a little more joy.
Distracted driving kills.
What is distracted driving?
Distraction is any time you take your eyes off the road,
your hands off the wheel,
or your mind off driving safely.
Sending or reading a text
takes your mind off the road for 5 seconds.
At 55 miles per hour, that's like driving the entire length of a football field.
Blindfolded.
It's extremely dangerous.
In 2014,
over 3,000 people were killed in motor vehicle crashes.
Pledge to stop distracted driving.
Pledge to stop distracted driving.
Pledge to stop distracted driving.
I'm Jaron Taylor, senior forward for the men's basketball team.
And there's Jaron Taylor, so long. He muscles his way in for 2 points.
And you're watching Coach's Corner. Get rowdy.
Before we talk with Coach Strain, we want to remind you that the Tivoli Hap House will be soon hosting their next happy hour. Thursday, May 16th will be the next happy hour, so if you aren't already, you need to become a member of the Mug Club to really take advantage of those special days. Visit TivoliBrewingCo.com to find out how to become a club member today. They also have a same club, different mug membership that allows you to take advantage of house wine and cider in case beer isn't your thing. Again, visit TivoliBrewingCo.com to get all the info you need. So now we're going to welcome in Ryan Strain, head baseball coach.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Well, you guys played UCCS this weekend. They actually have a relatively new park as well in Colorado Springs. Can you tell us what the field is like? Is it anything like our field that we just got revamped?
Yeah, I mean, it's similar with they have an all-turf field just like we do. The difference is it doesn't quite have the same stands that we have in the complex. It's more just kind of out on its own. It sits up on a hill, and most days the wind blows out, so usually a lot of runs are scored there. But it's a really nice field too. It's got a great view of the mountains behind the field, so it's a great venue. I mean, we have a lot of good fields and complexes in the league, and theirs is really nice.
How would you compare it with ours? Is ours better?
I like ours better.
That's what we want to hear.
Of course.
Brandon Doherty had a solid outing in Game 4 of the series. What did you see from him, and where did you actually find this junior?
We found him in Chandler, Arizona. I was down there recruiting last spring, and he went to Chandler Gilbert Community College and recruited him. We've had recruited some guys from Arizona in the past, and got to see him play, and we're fortunate to get him. And he had a really good. His last 2 outings have been really good. He pitched really well this last weekend when we needed it. We're hurting a little bit in our depth with our bullpen right now. So after playing 3 games, we really needed somebody to step up and pitch well, and he really did a nice job for us.
So you fell behind early in that final game, but Zach Walsh came through with 4 RBIs to help your team snatch away the 5-2 win. How has he performed in his first season with your program? And he comes from a Division I program, correct?
Correct, yes. He's from Santa Clara University. He's actually out of Texas is where he's from, but he went to Santa Clara for 2 years and then transferred to us, and he's done a really nice job. I mean, we're very fortunate to have a really good infield, and he does a really nice job at second base. He's played a little bit of third base as well, but, his offense, he's got some power. He's a good hitter. And, fortunately last weekend he really swung the bat well, and hopefully he can continue that into this weekend. But he's done a really nice job. We're lucky to have him, and, we'll be able to have him next year as well.
So we're going to move on to the season as a whole. So from the beginning, you guys ended up having 14 games in a row that you won. But these last few weeks has been a little bit of a struggle. Can you tell us if there's been a real difference in the program? Are there any injuries? Is it that the players are just getting tired, or is it just kind of the ups and the downs of the season?
I think it's a little bit of all of that. I mean, there's definitely, a long season. There's been some ups and downs. We had a lot of new players. We got some guys it's the first time that they've played, in college. And so I think that's affected them a little bit. And we've dealt with some injuries. I mean, I think every team has dealt with injuries. I think we probably had a little bit more than I'm used to, especially on the mound. And so you just gotta push through it. It's just stuff that guys are pushing through, and we're just gonna have to find a way. Nobody's gonna give us any excuses, but we got to figure out ways to win games here moving forward.
And we still got some good players, so not yet. And the season's not over yet.
That's right.
So with baseball being such a mental sport, what are you telling your squad to gain that confidence to get back to the right state of mind?
Well, I think just, from the past history, how we played this year. We played really well against some really good teams, and I think, you point to those things, and then also, point to some of their experiences as well, and we have some really good players, and one of the things we brought in a mental strength coach that talks to them. We had him come in last week just because when you're going through a 50-game schedule, it can be, a little tiresome, and we've played a lot of the same guys. So we had him come talk to our players. I think that helped this past week, hopefully get us in the right frame of mind as we move into these last couple series.
So you guys take on Division I Northern Colorado tomorrow. You guys came out with a big win against them about a month ago. What are you hoping to see this Tuesday in the rematch against the Golden Bears?
Hopefully the same thing.
Like to hear.
That's what we just play well. We played really well there. I think our guys were excited to play a Division I team. We have several. We have 7 Division I transfers, so they're kind of used to that. And then we have a lot of guys that, they've been from Colorado. They may not have been recruited by UNC. So it was important for them to come out and play well. And we have a really good team, and I think they'll be ready to go tomorrow. I think UNC will be ready to go tomorrow, especially with the way that first game went. I would be surprised if they don't come out ready to play.
So this weekend series against Colorado Mesa is going to be a huge one in the terms of confidence and for standing purposes. What are you hoping to accomplish this weekend against the team with the best record in all of the RMAC?
Well, first off, we want to play well. I tell our guys we got to go one game at a time. But, it's an important series. To give ourselves a chance to finish at the top of the conference and hopefully win the conference, we're going to have to play really well. And our goal every weekend when we go into the series is to win the series. We need to win 3 out of 4. I think that's where our goal needs to be. But as I talk to our guys tonight at practice, we'll just go one game at a time. We can't, win the series without, taking care of the first game on Friday, and that's where our focus will be. And it's a really good program. They've been really successful in our conference for a long time. The coach has been there for 20 years. So it's a good challenge, but I know our guys are ready. They've known down the stretch these last couple series we're the top 2 teams picked in our conference going into the year. So they'll be ready to go, and we'll just be excited, and hopefully we get some good weather and be able to play on Friday night and hopefully come out with the win.
All right. Well, Coach, It is that time of the night. I already know you know what's coming. It is time for Roadrunners Trivia. So we actually heard from Eric that Mrs. Strain is not happy with the big bat 0 that you have in the Coach's Corner standings. It's not all your fault.
Yeah.
We will take some of the blame because, we did have some cancellations, and so that took away your chances. But have have no fear. We are going to have a chance for you to get up to 14 points.
All right.
Today.
Well, hopefully I get some good answers.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. There have been 14 head coaches in the history of Roadrunners baseball. Name as many as you can, and you will get a point for each one.
Jared Otis. I should get that one right. The one right before.
Yeah, you got it.
Vince Perico.
Yeah.
Do I count?
Yeah.
Ryan Strand.
I was going to say he's missing the biggest one.
Irv Brown.
Yep.
Gosh, I got his name. Carcione. He was before that one. He's giving me the right answer.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's 15, I guess. 14. Oh, okay.
There's one of them we were just talking about the other day that was
Carcione.
here for a long time, and my dad was talking about it because my dad used to do camps here, and my dad was still playing professionally, and I can't think of his name. So, how many did I get?
You got a total of 5. 5 points.
I'll take my
That's
5
a lot of points, though. Most coaches only get like 3 max.
Oh, hold on.
So
I got
that's
one
a lot.
more.
Let's hear it.
It's a Rockies announcer on the radio, the TV guy. Gosh, I got to get that. Schimmel. Right? There's 6. There's 6
6
points.
points.
Now my wife can't get on me too much.
No. Now he's up there in the standings, guys. He's tied for 3rd. You're tied for 3rd. There you go. Now you can bring that back to your wife.
I'll take it.
All right. Well, Coach, thank you so much for joining us on the show, as always, and great luck this weekend against Colorado Mesa.
Thank you very much, guys. Appreciate it.
Time for that last break, but stick around. We've got much more coming up next on the Coach's Corner.
Family-owned Argonaut Wine and Liquor is Colorado's largest superstore. A fixture of Denver for over 45 years, Argonaut has always been the go-to place for liquor, wine, and beer. Whatever you need for that special occasion, big party, or quiet night, Argonaut has it. It's one-stop shopping for all of your beverage needs. We have over 40,000 square feet of space and more than 15,000 items. That's the largest selection in town at the best prices. Plus, we deliver, and parking is free. Join our preferred shopper program to save even more. ArgonautLiquor.com, your liquor superstore for every occasion.
We are student athletes from the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference.
Let's get real about mental health.
1 in 4 of us are currently living with a mental illness.
Let's have an honest conversation about mental health.
1 in 2 of us
will have a mental health issue during our lifetime.
Most of those who can get help improve their quality of life.
You can help stamp out the stigma
associated with seeking help.
Take the pledge at Stamp Out Stigma.
I'm Ashley Kim, senior second baseman for the softball team.
Have the power, they have the ability to do so, and the diving stop by Kim gets there in time. What a play there by the senior.
And you're watching the Coach's Corner. Get rowdy.
So glad that you guys are back with us. Before we talk with Zach, we want to remind you to come out this weekend and watch both our softball and baseball teams, but especially on Friday when we have our Military Day / fireworks game once both games are over. Softball starts at 4, baseball starts at 6, so don't miss amazing fireworks show once those games have concluded. So now we say hello to Zach Walsh from the baseball team. Zach, thank you so much for hanging out with us today.
Thank you for inviting me out here. Yeah, it's nice.
No problem. So, as Coach told us, you're from Austin, Texas, and then you hit the West Coast and you played at Santa Clara University, a Division I school in California. So tell us, how did you end up coming here to downtown Denver to play at MSU Denver?
Yeah, totally. So really pretty much what happened there is I've always wanted to live in Denver. It's been kind of a long dream of mine, and got a new coaching staff at Santa Clara. Wasn't going to work out there, so I decided to pick up and move, and kind of got in contact with the summer coach out here, and he knew Mr. Strain, so got to talking to him, and then everything just kind of lined up.
Fell in place?
Yep.
It was destiny.
It was destiny, yeah. No, super pumped to get out here and kind of see what it's really like.
Do you like it down here?
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I mean, downtown Denver, and you got a 30-minute drive into the mountains, so.
You got a little bit of everything.
Yeah, it is. It really is.
Do you do any mountain sports, or is it?
Not right now, just because we're kind of in season and stuff like that. But probably the next couple years, I'm gonna start snowboarding and kind of getting.
Is it gonna be your first time?
No, I've done it before.
Oh, okay.
But yeah.
She's like, I'll give you a few points. Yeah.
So you got the dry heat in Texas, the humidity in California, and now the snow and cold in Colorado.
Yeah.
Which do you prefer, and is it tough to play baseball in the frigid weather in Colorado?
No, actually, I kind of like it more. So back home in Austin, it's pretty humid there too. But it eats right through your clothes, so you're just freezing the whole game here. But here it's kind of that dry, like cold, a little bit. So
there's a huge difference.
Yeah, it's a huge difference.
Yeah. That wet cold gets your bones.
Yeah, I would much rather play in the snow than when it's 40 degrees and pretty humid outside, because it just eats right through.
Yeah.
So.
Agreed. So, what were some of the lessons that you learned playing at a Division I school?
Just patience. Kind of know your plays. Don't get out ahead of yourself, because it'll turn around and bite you right in the butt. But it's kind of some of the bigger things I've learned playing there.
Is it different than playing Division II at all?
Honestly, a little bit, but not a whole much. I was thinking that it wasn't going to be as competitive. And then I got here and I kind of...
You feel like it's more competitive?
It's not more competitive. It's just...
It's up.
Barely below.
Okay.
Like, there's a little difference, but it's definitely not as drastic as I thought it was going to be. So it's been a good time here.
Good. So it says on your player bio at roadrunnersathletics.com that you're majoring in communication studies. So what's the dream job once you graduate from MSU Denver? Or perhaps you want to host one of the shows sometimes?
Yeah, so probably not. But so I'm under organizational communications, which is somewhat kind of business related. And so I actually kind of want to get into real estate and kind of go through there, and hopefully it stays well out here. So I can maybe build a base here and kind of keep it going.
Well, Denver it's one of the best places to live in.
Yep, I think it's
actually, there are a lot of top counties, and I guess they just had something come out, and we have one of the highest life expectancies in the entire country. Yeah. Denver is one of the highest life expectancies. It's like 86 years old.
Really?
So you can get those people moving in to stick around here for the rest of their life.
Totally.
Are you going to get your realtor's license then? Is that the next step?
So that's actually the next step. I was looking into that maybe this summer. I was going to do an internship this summer and kind of get everything started and get my life going, actually. So I'm kind of excited for it. Hopefully in the next couple of years I can help you guys out with whatever you want to do.
We already know who to call.
We'll call you up. We know.
Yeah,
Zach Walsh.
Awesome.
We'll look for your card.
Yeah.
So can you tell us how baseball came into your life? Was it always something that you wanted to play, or did it kind of come in later in life?
Yeah, so I grew up playing kind of all the sports. Primarily it was football, baseball. Got into high school. I kind of had baseball leaning more towards me, so I was like, okay, football. It's big in Texas, but I gotta drop it and move on to the thing that's
American pastime, guys. American
it's gonna help me out in the future. So stuck out with baseball, and it seemed to work out. And now I'm here playing and talking to you guys.
So do you always play second base? Is there another position you've ever wanted to play? And does Coach Strain ever let you play any other ones?
So I grew up playing short and second, so kind of mixed between the two. I've played third before too, and that's kind of what it was looking like to start the season out. We had some stuff go on, and now I'm at second. We kind of just shifted the infield around a little bit. But really I've always liked playing in the infield. Don't really have much interest playing in the outfield. I think it's kind of boring.
What's the difference like?
Just in the infield, I feel like you're always moving, you're always backing up something.
Just waiting for those home runs and the far pitches.
So the outfield is, you said it's kind of boring?
Yeah, you just kind of stand around and watch the game out there. So I think infield is definitely more of my kind of spot to be in. So
it's not as much of a spectator position.
No, you're definitely moving around all the time.
Yeah, that's good. Talk to us a little bit about Coach Strain. What is he like out there during a game, and how has he helped you during the time here?
So he has the most passion in the sport I've ever
seen it.
Yeah, he gets into it. But really, he just helps us out with everything. Let's just say I get up to hit and I feel something's off a little bit, I'll tell him kind of what I'm feeling, and he'll just wrap it up right there and tell me what's going on. So he's really helping out with all that.
Yeah. So you guys have a tough opponent in Colorado Mesa coming up this weekend.
Yep.
What do you and the squad need to do to keep a pace with Mavericks in the standings?
So we just need to have that confidence that we've had all season. We fell off for a little bit with our bats and our pitching a little bit, but we just need to get that confidence back, and we'll be right back on track and killing the game like we've been doing all season.
Yeah.
So it's something that we just hit like a little wall, but it's nothing that we can't break through. So
that's what we like to hear. Break through that wall.
Yeah.
Well, Zach, thank you so much for spending time with us on the show.
Thank you.
We wish you the best of luck this weekend.
Awesome. Thank you.
And it's about time for us to head out, but before we do that, we want to catch you up on what's coming up this weekend in Roadrunner Sports. The baseball and softball teams are back home at the Regency Athletic Complex this weekend. The softball team will host double headers against Regis University on Friday and Saturday to finish out their regular season. The baseball team will host the top team in the RMAC in Colorado Mesa for a 4-game set. Game 1 will get going on Friday night under the lights at 6 p.m. And remember, Friday night is fireworks night, so come to the rack and check out the fun.
The outdoor track and field team will head to Rapid City, South Dakota to take part in the Outdoor Track and Field Championships. The event spans 3 days and will kick off this Friday. The women's tennis team will compete for a 3rd straight RMAC Tournament Championship this weekend in Grand Junction, Colorado. And our golf team is currently fighting it out in the RMAC Championships in Chandler, Arizona, and will finish up this Tuesday. So we want to wish all of our teams that are competing this weekend the best of luck.
So that's going to wrap it up for this episode. We, of course, would like to thank the coaches as well as Zach for being on the show with us. For Brenda Vazquez, I'm Catherine Neitenbach, and we'll see you next time on the Coach's Corner.